friends, my name is Claire and today we are finally reviewing Daiso Yarn, so please stick around. Hi friends, my name is Claire and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum and whatever else feels good to me, like yarn. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, ring the bell. I put out videos 3 times a week and your support really means a lot to me. Friends, I'm particularly excited today, and let me tell you why. If you live in a part of the United States that has a Daiso, then you probably go there all the time because it's amazing. So Daiso is a Japanese dollar-ish store. Obviously it originated in Japan, but they do have several locations in major metropolitan areas in America. For several years now, I've known that Daiso has a crafting section, and I have seen yarn there before, but this was before I was making any kind of video. And every time I went to look for it, it was just sold out or gone. So that changed, and I picked up some different colors of acrylic yarn for you to look at, and also a specialty yarn that they had this season. So I'll go ahead and roll the footage that I took in the Daiso just so that you can see what kind of things that they had at Daiso and what you can expect if you go into Daiso this season. So as you saw in the video, they had a lot of colors available at Daiso. I purchased 4 of the acrylic colors and then 2 of the fuzzy Sherpa amigurumi yarn. It says you can make stuffed animals, but I don't know exactly what kind of yarn you would call that. I have seen other yarns there before. I've seen a wool yarn there before, but they just didn't have anything else. You might have seen in the video they had the crochet thread as well, and I'm not into that yet, so I did not purchase any of that, so I won't be able to speak to that. They also have notions there, hooks, knitting needles, anything that you could really need to be crafting, they have there. And I believe everything in the craft section is $1.50, including each skein of yarn. The first yarn that I wanted to give you a review on was my favorite from the collection that they had. So they had 2 colors of this fuzzy yarn. They're calling it Soft and Fuzzy Knitting Yarn, Moco Cafe. Now this color I haven't used yet is M11 Baby Sax Blue. Baby Sax Blue. It's baby blue. And it comes in a 40-gram ball, 50 meters. They recommend a size 6 or 7 hook. It's 100% polyester. The first thing that you'll notice about this, it is so squishy and soft, and I love it. Now, I started a project with this and it did not go to plan. My plan was to make a teddy bear, but you cannot see your stitches with this yarn, and the yarn is too thin to be able to feel your stitches for an amigurumi, so I wouldn't suggest this for beginners, and I wouldn't suggest it for like major amigurumi, like the actual body. So I thought about it and decided to do something a little bit different. So here's what I created. So I made a sweet little lovey instead, but I just did a continuous granny square for the blanket. And then the rest of it's cotton, so that's not this video. But I did want to show you how soft and how beautiful this fuzzy yarn is, and I think it would be great for things like baby blankets, loveys. I used 4 skeins for this, and I ended up with this much left over. I didn't think I'd make it around one more time. So here's my beautiful rabbit lovey. I've never made anything quite like this before. And it's got beautiful trim on it. The review is really on the Moco Cafe yarn, and it makes this fuzzy, beautiful, lovely, snuggly, pillowy blanket for you. So I like this. I think it is a good deal, especially when you're making smaller baby projects and you don't want to buy a huge skein. Also, other Sherpa-esque yarns are bigger and you have to use a bigger hook. This gives you something a little bit thinner to work with and maybe better for a baby blanket. So I love the Moco Cafe. This is the color Baby Sax Blue, and this is the color Lavender. And I got 4 of each of those. So sweet. Would recommend. Frog is easy, but pick something with a big loose stitch that makes it easier for you to see, or else you'll get lost really easy. All right, the final yarn that they had at Daiso this season was the 100% acrylic yarn. I was surprised by this. On the surface, it is very soft, like very nice to feel, very soft against the skin. And I, in that way, would call it a high quality acrylic. It is 70 grams, 147 meters. They recommend a 4.5 to 5 millimeter hook. Now, my thoughts on this. I bought brown, black, red, green. I thought this would be good for like doll hair or stuffed animals, and I thought this would be good for something Christmassy. I was surprised that I didn't love this acrylic because it is super, super soft. It's made in China, so is this one, and it has like a pleasant looking fuzzy halo to it. But when you start pulling on the halo, it comes out very easily. So I'm definitely thinking this would, let me show you. Look at that. I'm definitely thinking that this would pill, and I'm not sure how well it would wash. I didn't notice the halo when I bought it. I would have bought it anyway because I like a halo, but it's just kind of loosely spun. You know, for $1.50, you know, maybe you're getting what you're paying for. I'm not sure. Also, it's hand wash cold, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, flat dry in the shade. Your average lower cost acrylic. But this is what really got me confused. It just sheds. So not the biggest fan of that aspect. So I made a swatch with the green because, you know, we care about how it works up. This is just double crochet. What surprised me is that I used the recommended hook size. They said 5.5 or 6. So I used a 6 on this, and it wasn't as easy to work with as I thought it would be. It was a little bit slippery. So once I got past the first row, then it got a little easier. But as soon as I started having issues with the yarn splitting. And I don't know if that's just because of how loosely it's wound. Look, this one too, just even like, see all that fuzz coming off of it? Like once it's worked up, it's harder to get the fuzz out, but not what I was expecting. And as I worked, every few stitches, I would accidentally split the yarn. So it isn't perfect to work with. It feels good, it's pleasantly fluffy, but it's not something you could work with quickly because it does split. And then I'm wondering how will it frog, because it does have that fuzz. Okay, it frogs super easily. Oh wait, change directions and now it's knotted. How did that happen? Okay, great, now it won't frog. So yeah, I love Daiso. Do I think that this is a good yarn? For $1.50 a skein, I think that if you needed something small for a project, this could be good. It wouldn't be an easy yarn to learn how to crochet with, which is a shame because they've got crochet hooks there and they have all different kinds of knitting accoutrements, etc. So that's a bit of a bummer. Color-wise, they had an okay selection, nothing to write home about. I mean, I think I would give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think I would like run to this or run to pick it up. And I'm not sure that I'm like eager to use it in the future. So that's just something to think about. It's not the worst acrylic, but I think for the cost and how much it splits and how much it just sheds, I might go with something else. But maybe you're looking for something that, I cannot believe how much it sheds. Maybe you're looking for something like that. So this was a surprise to me. The acrylic was a surprise. They're all fuzzy like that. They all shed like that. I only used the green to work up, but it got knotted, and you know, I'm just here to give you the facts, okay? Is it soft? Yes. Would I wear it? Yes. Was it the best to work with? Not my favorite. Is it a good budget option? Yeah. Why not? But for the same token, you could just go to the Dollar Tree and get the Premier yarn for $1.25. And I've had a really good experience using that. So I might go with that instead. The Moco Cafe yarn, 9 out of 10. This is expensive to buy this kind of yarn in the store, in a regular craft store. I think it worked up so beautifully. Being able to make smaller projects for babies, maybe pillow, baby blanket, lovey. If you're really good at amigurumi and have a lot of experience, you might be able to use it for that. It does say on it that you can use it for amigurumi, but I'm just not that talented. So when I can't see the stitches, I have to do something like really basic. But I love this and I think everyone should go out and buy it. I've been to several Daiso. Every Daiso I've been to has had this with the blue color and the lavender color available. Guys, I'm so happy that I finally got to do this Daiso yarn review. When I tell you that I've been trying to do this review for months and months and they haven't had yarn, I'm being honest. As far as yarn though, I would go for the fuzzy yarn and I might skip the acrylic. That's just my opinion though, so definitely go and check it out for yourself. I hope that you have a great day. I'm so happy that we got to spend a little time together and I will see you next time. Bye.